It's about informing the people with the facts to know what's really happening in Thailand, inside government, business, society, with real players, talking to leaders and decision makers, seeking answer with perspective, issues that affect Thailand's future. This is Thailand. This is the Insider Thailand.
Previously on The Insider.
Updates on the progress has been made under your capacity.
Infrastructure projects by the Ministry of Transport, there are so many.
The EEC or the Eastern Economic Corridor.
Moving Thailand to next level.
Of course, talking about flying, about airplane, about airline, I must ask the question about the safety of the aviation in Thailand, ICAO. So we made such a good progress on that. Would you elaborate on that issue?
Lifting or removing the safety, significant safety concern or red flag, what we call the red flag, is a big achievement for the country. We were listed on the SSC since the 2015 in June, actually in June.
2015.
June, yes, June 2015. And it takes 2 years and a half to remove it. Because the red flag is very important, meaning is the safety is not guaranteed. Foreigners, they feel not safe to fly to Thailand or using the Thai airlines to fly to other country. Okay. How we could make this great achievement is because of the Prime Minister. He is the great supporter, and the ICAO saw that our Prime Minister intention to resolve this problem. Putting the red flag in front of our country is not good, because the meaning is our airline is not safe. It's not safe by the ICAO standard. At that time, it's not because of this government actually. It has been accumulated for a long time. And the 2015 is time for, actually from the point of view of ICAO, said it's time for Thailand to be warned. Otherwise, nobody pay attention to the safety concern. Okay, but the work of the safety is not yet over. This is only a red flag, but we still have to resolve other weaknesses.
Yes.
Which we hope the next October we'll be able to remove all the findings. But the good thing of the removing of the red flag, meaning number one is our airlines can fly any country in the world, okay, subject to if they allow, yes. Okay, if they allow. Secondly, is the meaning is our airlines is an opportunity for the airlines to open more business. For example, the Thai Airways International, they are ready to open to more flights to Brussels and to Japan already. So that's a good opportunity. Well, I think the great support from the Prime Minister, as well as the Deputy Prime Minister, General Pravit, who assists the Ministry of Transport to allow us to work fully capacity.
Well, everyone worked tirelessly. Everyone involved in the process worked tirelessly in order to achieve this goal. But the question is, how can we maintain this, or how can we make this development sustainable?
As I said, the work is not completed yet. We still have the US FAA, because we have to bring up our category 2 to category 1, because the FAA has Thailand has been downgraded from category 1 to category 2. Meaning is we cannot fly to the United States. We have a plan, by next March, we will back to category 1, meaning that we can fly to United States. Sustainability of the regulation on the aviation sector is very important. It's not only the removing, but to build our human resources, because we have to admit that in the past we didn't have enough inspector. Mm-hmm. Secondly, we didn't have enough budget, but now Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand, CAAT, they have their own income, they have their own revenue collecting from the passenger fees. Okay? And the third one is the improving our legal system. Our law is very old. We are not able to catch up with the new regulation of the ICAO. So the amendment of our aviation law is now on the process. ICAO understand that we put our great effort to improve our legal system in Thailand. This is on the safety side. Actually, good news also on the security side, because over the past few months, before we were removed from the SSC, there was a mission from the ICAO to inspect our security system of the aviation. There's no problem. So there are two good news. On security, we have no problem with our airport. Secondly, for the safety, we have no problem. Okay. When we look at right now, altogether we have 22 airlines that fly international. 12 of them already passed the new certification of the safety. The remaining 10 airlines will be, we expect to complete all the remaining 10 airlines by the end of this year or early next year. So meaning that our airlines that operate from Thailand are safe. Next step is to regulate, to give the new certification for the domestic airline. So we still have the more work to do. Okay.
Transport in Bangkok, about traffic congestion, about the commuter, transport in Bangkok, for example, like the rail line in Bangkok or the microbus that already been introduced to the Bangkok people. Any progress on that issues?
First, we have to talk about the BMTA, the buses, procurement of the new buses for the Kosomoko or the BMTA. We hope that we could get the buses, 489 buses by December. Okay, that's the first thing, because our buses are 20 to 30 years old.
Very old.
Very old, very old. But some of them still in good condition anyway. But we have to replace it. That's part of to improve our quality of services. Secondly, installation of the new e-ticket system. That we hope we are planning for the e-ticket to be jointly used with our mass transit in Bangkok. So bus and the mass transit, รถไฟฟ้า mass transit will be using the same ticket.
So what do you call that systems again?
What we call is the common ticket.
Common ticket.
The specific name is Mangmum. Mangmum in English is the spider.
Spider.
So it's a kind of network. So you can use all the network by using one card. Right now, the connection between the two lines, I'm talking about the purple line and the blue line, is now already connected by the Prime Minister policy that speed up the process. Once we open on I remember 11th of August, suddenly the number of passengers, the ridership increased by double. Normally the daily trip is about 20,000. It's now connection at the Taupun station, using these two lines, purple and blue line. Now it's 50,000. So meaning it shows that once all the mass transit line are able to connect it, then people will be more happy and willing to use the public transport. And if you can use the one card, it's more easier for the people. In the future, you can use with the water transport. We are preparing for the water transport as well.
All of this project implemented under Ministry of Transport would be able to help to increase the living condition of the Thai people, and of course to increase the competitiveness of the countries in general?
In economic term, I'm quite certain that because the foreign investor, they are looking for infrastructure for a long time. So it's this government who invest, who make decision and then who implement. Competitiveness cannot be better without good infrastructure. Okay, connectivity within, as I said, within Bangkok, people may get trouble during the construction, but a few years after, then the people will feel more comfortable. Secondly, the quality of life is the safety. If our public transport is good enough, so that the people feel comfortable, feel safe, people in the countryside, in the rural area, they will be better because the rail connectivity will be more easily and more frequent train. They will have the two system. One is the lower cost of the railway system, and secondly higher and high speed and saving the time. So I think the big project is not only for the economy but also for the people.
Well, thank you very much, Your Excellency. Talking to you today really make the picture of the transport infrastructure development is much clearer. Thank you very much. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
Swadika. Aviation is the industry that the government wants to improve under the Thailand 4.0 development plan. And as the Minister of Transport has said, our aviation industry was expanded significantly over the past few years, and demands are growing every day. Today, the Insider is with Khun Nitinai Sirisamathakan, President of the Airport of Thailand Public Company, or AOT, to find out how the Thai aviation industry is preparing to meet such a growing demand and their plan to make Thailand an aviation hub in the region. Swadika. Thank you for being on the show with us today. As Thailand is now growing as a top world destination and demands are also growing, how are we coping with that demands right now?
For the last half a decade, the engine to drive growth in aviation business has divided into two segments. First one come from long haul, from Europe, from America. Secondly, come from regional demand, especially Chinese people. So as we might see from the statistic of Don Mueang Airport, we just reopened Don Mueang Airport after big flood on 2013. We take 3 years from 2013, start from the passenger about 3 or 4 million. We jump up to be the largest low-cost airport in the world for the period of 3 years. Right now we are accommodating about 30-something million people a year. So as I just mentioned, the drive force of the growth come from the long-haul flight. This segment registered the growth in the single digit, 4 to 6%. But even though it's outperformed compared to the global growth. But the second segment is about the regional growth. We had the growth more than 50-60% for 5 consecutive years. So as you just mentioned, we are the attractive destination not only for the world, we also the attractive destination for the region as well.
What would be the economic impact once like all 3 airports, like right now we have the Suvarnabhumi, right, the Don Mueang, and we'll soon have the Utapao as well. So once all of that 3 airports are functioning, what would be the economic impact on our country?
We need to consider in 2 groups of the airport. The first one at the airport as a hub, as a national hub.
Right.
We have Suvarnabhumi, Don Mueang, and soon to have Utapao Airport as the national hub. The hub is to where the long haul flight, the big aircraft come, bring the passenger, bring the tourists to the country, and also come to have the transit transfer flight to somewhere else. This is the definition of the national hub. Then the second group of the airports we consider as a gateway. Most of the gateway we don't have the transit transfer. We just use that airport just a gateway to that province, to that region. So different type of airport will have the impact differently to the country. For the gateway airport, they will have the impact of the economic stimulation for the well-being of the people, the local people there. So again, we need to divide. We need to focus the right segment for the right impact that we need it to be.
So on to like safety and standards. As you know now that ICAO has just lifted the red flag against Thailand.
Yes.
So what are our future steps, or what is our next steps right now to improve the standards and safety for our aviation industry?
All right, the aviation industry focus very seriously on safety. So we don't have only safety alone. We have the word called security. Security is unsafe or any harmful happen from people, such as bomb, such as terrorists. But safety is different. It's about the height of the building nearby or that kind of thing. The red flag that we got 2 years ago is about safety. It's not about security. Yeah. The ICAO just came to inspect security on July last year or July this year. And we don't get any problem about security. So security issue is not a problem. What you talk about is about the red flag on safety issue. After the big effort from the government for 2 consecutive years, we successfully raised the red flag on the safety issue. So lately we have the international flight, growth of the international flight quite impressive. In Don Mueang Airport, for example, the AOT start fiscal year from October. Year to date, on October and November, we have the international flight registered the growth of 26%.
Okay.
And the international passenger growth about 47%. The airline needs to cancel their domestic flight to replace with the international flight instead. Okay. For 2 years of our fiscal years, right now we have the growth of domestic flight negative of 2 to 3%. To replace with the international flight growth almost 30% as mentioned. Okay. So the safety, security issue or safety or security operation need to change accordingly. International flight, we need more process or more safety and security systematic. So we need to change this accordingly to the ICAO.
Have you been talking to any particular businesses or particular partners about the standards raising of the safety standards for the aviation right now?
Yeah, the airport just like a big house. We have a lot of stakeholders. We have the immigration police.
Right.
We have custom staff, custom department staff.
Right.
We have taxi driver. We have passenger. So we normally every month we will gather this kind of stakeholder together in some forum, what we call FAL, to make sure we go with the same standard and we understand in the same direction of the operation.
So do we have any plans of becoming a hub for aviation maintenance and repair?
I heard the government policy to have the MRO, operation and maintenance, at Utapao Airport, and that's belong to military, this military airport. But we love to support that kind of project because that project is very important for Thailand to build up the new S-curve. You know, the existing resource that we have, Suvarnabhumi and Don Mueang, is fully packed with the passenger. So the S-curve is, in the declining or in the stable period. The key success factor is to have connectivity between the central to the two of the central airport to the new airport as well, in order to have the transit and transfer flight happen in the new airport.
So what are the plans on those, the connectivity that you talked about?
Probably the high-speed train. High-speed train, an hour or less than an hour is enough. Is enough for tourists to do the transit and transfer flight.
Okay, thank you very much once again for being on the show with us. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ 2017 was an eventful year for the Thai aviation industry. Thai Airways won 3 major international awards, The ICAO red flag on Thai civil aviation was finally lifted after reforms, and then Thai Airways and Airbus signed a cooperation agreement to assess maintenance, repair, and operations business opportunities at Utapao Airport. So what does this all mean for Thailand, investors, and millions of global travelers? Today, The Insider is with Kun Usani Sangsingkao, Acting President of the Thai Airways International, to find out more. สวัสดีค่ะคุณอุษณี Thank you for being on the show with us today. First of all, please let me congratulate you and the company on winning 3 prestigious awards from Skytrax. Could you please tell us a bit more about the awards?
Thai received 3 Skytrax awards on the 2017 the airline award. They have the first for the world best economy class. And the second award is the world best airline lounge spa. And the third is the best economy class on board catering. This Thai award world is the airline lounge spa is the 3 years. It's continued years, and then the Thai was also one of 3 airlines with the world best airport service on that year. Thai was also one of 3 airlines with the best economy class in the seat, and Thai is the honor is to receive these 3 top Skytrax award for excellent product and service, showing that Thai has among in the highest standard for the international airline.
And now that the red flag has been lifted, what does this mean to the Thai aviation industry?
With ICAO red flag lifted, Thai can be allocate the aircraft better. It is easier to plan to technical maintenance, adjust the flight plan, and coordinate flight time to the complement engine maintain. Is a total care. They have the promise is that the commercial department can be request change in the aircraft type all the time for the passenger. For the volume of the passenger, we can adjust by the increase the aircraft flight frequency is depend on to the market demand. We can increase this capacity, offer to the key and growing market such as China, Japan, Korea, and Taiwan in North Asia, India, and some of the West Asia destinations such as Pakistan, and which help to improve Thai's product and service and increase revenue potential in this area, and then allow Thai to bring more tourists to Thailand, fulfilling to the nation economic strategy.
Thank you very much, Kun Usani, for being with us today. ขอบคุณค่ะ
In the previous episode of The Insider, we look into how Thailand was taking the first concrete steps toward the development of an integrated national transportation network. The reality of these matters is that this is essential for boosting domestic economic security, enabling sustainable development to all regions, and connecting with other expanding economies of mainland Southeast Asia. This will also be vital to bridge the One Belt One Road network, which is going to be a cornerstone of global trade and communications. Ultimately, Thailand's competitiveness depends on this agenda. As our guests have explained in this episode, there are many reasons as to why we can look forward to much progress in this year ahead for this ambitious but necessary agenda. The groundwork has been done, the law have been modernized, the plan have been drawn up, while the private sectors and the public have been involved throughout this process. And this is also why The Insider is looking forward to bringing you another update on Thailand's new transportation network in the near future. Thank you very much for joining me this week. Stay tuned for our next show.